Hello and welcome to this week's Live Local and Loud with me, Kevin Gaughan. On this week's show, I shall be chatting to young Dave from incredible local dreamy poppers, Dayflower. And we'll be playing lots of homegrown music by local bands. Hello, I hope you're all well and are having a fantastic week and the heat isn't getting you too much. Okay, let's kick today's little show off with a brand new song. Hasn't even been released yet. It's going to be released on the 29th of July 2022. It's by Gazelle and it's called Clementine. That was the wonderful Gazelle and Clementine. Brand new song there. They're going to be celebrating its release by performing a gig at the Sunny Sound House in sunny Leicester on Saturday the 6th of August. So that will be great, 2022. Absolutely fantastic venue that. Love it at the Sound House. I think I'm going to be there unless I'm on holiday. Actually, I will be on holiday, so I won't be there Anyhow, it's going to be a wonderful gig, fantastic place, lovely and friendly at the Soundhouse. So that's on Saturday the 6th of August 2022, and that's Gazelle, and they'll be playing their latest track, Clementine, and a load of others as well. Anyway, let's have a little bit of rap now by local Ali Flex and Real Talk.
Dexterity Records, One Love. Ali Flex, UK. Yo, hear me out. With the mans I'm saying, real talk, I'm with the illest. Real walk, straight from LC, man's got the heat. Check this hype on this beat. This time man's game is too tight, so I'm reaching the level of hype. It's a UK Leicester, big things, Gucci, Prada, or bling bling. Check out the man, them's lyrical flow. All you peeps will say whoa. 2K21 run this thing. All them gals want some flings. Ali Flex, I'm so grammiest, I'm so chung, Leicester's finest. Listen special like COVID-19, repping the scene, not to drop me. The illest, the realest, the illest. Real talk, 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 real talk. The realest, the illest, the realest, the illest. Real talk, 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 real talk. Haters up your ace, we going through a big face, we keeping it neat like town our lace. In the pack with the real lace, busting on the right accelerator. List to the king grime, Skepta, few more bars, I'll be done. Haters wanna hate, pull out your gun. We won't stop, we're having fun. We're making hits, we on a good run. Fake MCs, don't face us. Mans will get a serious rush. Just listen to our bars, feel the taste. We keep it locked like a suitcase. You better get ready for the grimiest start. The realest, the illest. One. The realest, the illest. The realest, the illest. Real talk, 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 real talk. The realest, the illest, the realest, the illest. Real talk, 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 real talk. LE1, you don't know blood. I'm out. Peace.
That was the wonderful Ali Flex and Real Talk. Okay, now I'm going to play a bit of Billy Buckler, otherwise known as Billo Buckers. I played this song last week, but I'm playing it again this week because it gives me a chance to talk about his gig that he's got coming up also at the Soundhouse. I'll tell you a little bit about that after the song. It's Billo Buckers and It'll Be Alright.
I know it's hard sometimes, but it'll be alright if you make it right. You've just gotta learn when to call it a night. And now you're always working as 5 days wasted. The other two, you don't know how to face it. Got that feeling but you just can't place it. Nothing to do, just get wasted. At times we wait and do nothing for it. In your dead-end job, is this your calling? Where you love the nights and regret the mornings. Lost your penny, can't ship your fortune. And I know it's hard sometimes, but it'll be alright if you make it right. You've just gotta learn when to call it a night. To say there's a time and a place, and said you'd come in and you'd never show face. Pushed away and preferred your own space, and now you're always in mine. It's a chase, this ain't your place, you do nothing for it. This ain't your space, it ain't your calling. Well, what you said you'll regret in the morning. Lost your bottle, can't chip your force in. And I know it's hard sometimes, but it'll be alright if you make it right. You just gotta learn when to call it a night. make it right. You've just gotta learn when to call it a night.
That was Bill O'Buckers and It'll Be Alright. He's got a gig coming up at the Sunny Sound House in sunny Leicester on the 30th of July. It's a sort of afternoon thing, so on from 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock, and that's on the 30th of July at the Sound House and their afternoon sessions. So that'll be great. Absolutely fantastic. Love the Sound House. Can't rate it highly enough. Meanwhile, here's a bit of Future Toys and Perfect Strangers. was Future Toys and Perfect Strangers. Now it's time for this week's interview where I'm chatting to young Dave from local Dreamy Poppers, Dayflower. But first of all, we'll start off with one of their songs, Daisy Age.
Show me, and still the ground below me will swallow me whole, spit me out. don't know how. Said I don't know how. I don't know how.
That was Daisy Age by the incredible dreamy pop sensation Dayflower. And this week's interview is with bassist Dave from the band. Hello there, Dave. How the devil are you today?
Hi, Kev. Not too bad, thanks. Hanging in there. It's a bit of a hot one. I hope it's cooled down a bit by the time everyone hears this, because it's a bit of a struggle. So if our brains just melt out and we, collapse into a pool, apologies.
Might have radio silence for a bit. That just means we've collapsed, but everything's fine. Anyway, Dave, thank you very much for chatting with me on my little show today. It's absolutely fantastic to be chatting with you today. So you're in Dayflower. Can you just briefly introduce? Well, say who else is in the band, please.
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange band. I think on that record, we recorded that in 2016, and that was our most kind of stable lineup. That was Alex, our singer, who also plays guitar and writes most of the music, most of the songs. Chris Merriman on the guitar at that point, and Simon Bland on drums. Okay. But the core of the band, I guess, creatively is Alex and myself. We've been making music since we met, really, in 2012.
Okay,
and,
so are you one of these sort of transitional bands where people sort of float in and float away again and everything's sort of swapped around? You never have a permanent lineup?
It seems like it, yeah. We never really formed a band. We just kind of met. I met Alex. We got chatting. Realized we liked a lot of the same music, and worryingly had a similar kind of sense of humor. And we just started hanging out and recording stuff, and it sort of never stopped, really. So we've been very fortunate to have, some brilliant musicians wanting to help us kind of make our songs sound good, as good as they can be.
So you and Alex are like the core people, then, are you?
Yeah, we're kind of like the Steely Dan of DIY dream pop.
Excellent.
Studio perfectionists with a very low bar of perfection and no budget.
Too humble. you say right now your genre dreamy pop. What's that then, Dave?
Dream pop is rooted in, I guess, sort of 80s and 90s indie. So there were bands, I guess, the Cocteau Twins, My Bloody Valentine, those kind of bands, where there are elements of noise in with the melody, and I guess a lot of texture to the production. Dream pop was a phrase that was coined, I think, by a band on 4AD, and those were the kind of labels and bands that we sort of initially connected about, I guess.
It is quite descriptive, isn't it? Dreamy pop. I can kind of get that from listening to the music. It is almost kind of like dreamy in a commercial sort of way. Dreamy pop, I think, sums it up quite nicely.
Yeah, there's a lot of reverb, basically, maybe more than is sensible sometimes.
I don't know. You can never get too much reverb and distortion.
I mean, there's we do try and focus on the pop side. Hopefully that comes through the love of melodies. We've always, as well as kind of all kinds of music, really. But I think Alex was really influenced by, as well as bands like the Lars and Stone Roses. Okay. He was very influenced by Madonna. I think just hearing her stuff that his parents would play. I go through a lot of phases of, kind of listening to a lot of Prince. So we've got that sort of, we try and make, I think Alex is really, really great at writing these very memorable kind of melodies.
Yeah, they are. They're all really catchy, aren't they? Like you say, memorable. I just need to listen to it once, and it's going round and round and round.
A bit like a nursery rhyme. but with loads of noise around it. That's how I'd describe it, really. It's melodic and noisy and kind of dreamy.
Dreamylicious. Okay, so we've just played Daisy Age. Can you tell us a bit about that song? How did it came to be? What was the inspiration and what's the story behind it?
The story behind it does date back somewhat. I believe Alex wrote the song in 2004 and recorded it I think he tried recording it with his band at the time, which was called The Traces, who were based in Leicester. And it took it wasn't until 2016 that we actually recorded that with Dayflower. So a lot of our songs have quite a long kind of origin and kind of growth like that. And it just felt like the right group of people, that one. A lot of our recordings are very much built up and studio kind of creations, but that one you can sort of tell there's a band playing it. So we took that to a studio called Two Fly in Sheffield with a producer called Alan Smythe, who he did the early Arctic Monkeys stuff. He produced, I think, Mardy Bum from their album. And he worked with Pulp sort of in the early days. So really great producer, and he just got us sounding good straight away, really.
I'd noticed actually, you see, looking at your timeline, you seem to take your time about things, don't you?
Yeah. Well, we're influenced by a lot of Creation Records bands and My Bloody Valentine. I'm not sure if you're familiar with them, but their guitarist Kevin Shields is less punctual than us. Even I think there was a gap of 22 years or at least 2 decades between their
Good God.
Loveless, which came out in 91. And the follow-up, which
you're trying to mimic the same sort of timeline.
we're trying to it's not deliberate. It's just kind of funny. We because we produce the stuff ourselves, mainly at home on an old version of Cubase, and it just kind of builds. When I say produce, I'm not suggesting we really know what we're doing, but we really enjoy playing around with sounds. We get excited about a certain type of reverb or a way we can layer harmonies. So things do take a while. Yeah.
So I could imagine then that you probably spend a lot of your time sort of sampling around, and then it takes a while before you actually think, oh yeah, we better capture some of this and turn it into a single sort of thing. Is that right?
Yeah. I mean, the sounds can change quite a lot, but hopefully there's a strong song underneath it.
Bring it back to live performances. Now, I last saw you back in Handmade Festival in 2016 and Simon Says 2016. 2 iconic festivals that will go down in Leicester's musical history. Have you played many festivals since then?
Not really. I'm trying to think. That was our sort of maybe our peak year for festivals. But it's partly to do with us, like I said, emerging and gigging for a while, and then just sort of disappearing back into the studio,
going around playing around with your sounds and things.
They were good. It was really fun. I remember those summer days, those festivals.
Let's play one of my favourites now. I've played it quite a few times on this show, actually. Heart-Shaped Tambourines. Before we do play, is there anything you can tell us about it?
Yeah, it's our hit. It's our There She Goes, and we kind of obsess over this song. There will probably be more versions, and we've already released a few. But yeah, it's a nice one. Excellent. Enjoy.
Excellent. So here's Heart-Shaped Tambourines by Dayflower.
Take me home. I never realized heart-shaped tambourine. I know, I look at you. I know, I look at you. I know, I look at you, and all I know is all I know. Could you hold your lover as she's dreaming of another? You said no, I know, no, I know. Could you hold your lover as she's dreaming of another? You said no, I know, no, I know. Could you hold your lover as she's dreaming of another? You said no, I know, no, I know. Could you hold your lover as she's dreaming of another? You said no, I know, no, I know. She came down in the morning. It doesn't mean much to me. She came down in the morning. It's not my cup of tea. Could you hold your lover as she's dreaming of another? You said no, I know, no, I know. Could you hold your lover as she's dreaming of another? You said no, I know, no, I know.
That was Heart-Shaped Tambourines by the incredible dreamy pop sensation, otherwise known as Dayflower. And this week's interview is with bassist Dave from the band. So, Dave, that was Heart-Shaped Tambourines. You say you've done a couple of versions of it.
Yeah, that one you just played was our first single.
When was that? How long ago was it released?
I think that was 2014.
Wow.
And that was done again before we'd really done many gigs. That was with Joel Evans and Martha Bean helping us with
Oh, right, yeah.
some of the production and vocals. There's some lovely harmonies on there. And yeah, a year or so later, when our long-time guitarist joined, Chris Merriman, we redid it basically, and we took it a different kind of direction. I'd say it went a little bit more indie when he joined because of his brilliant guitar sound. Very sort of Johnny Marr, reverby, brilliant kind of
Oh, that sounds nice.
picked guitars and stuff. Yeah, so it went somewhere quite different. Yeah.
And you're just recently re-releasing the EP, is that right?
We kind of just thought it hadn't been out. Yeah, some people still like getting hold of physical copies of stuff. We've kind of realized.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, so we thought we'd make a few. So we've kind of collaged bits of just some old kind of gardening books, botanical books with flowers, and we printed on them. And yeah, just handmade a few. So we're still shipping them out on Bandcamp if anyone's interested. So far, yeah, they've gone all over really. We've had one couple sent to Singapore, Canada, all around Europe, I think Germany, Portugal, France. People go and check our Bandcamp, and you'll find that as well as pretty much everything we've recorded.
Brilliant. Okay. Well, like I say, we'll go through the names of your Bandcamp pages at the end of our little chat. Okay. Now, you used to do a thing at the Cookie, didn't you? When it was called the Cookie, is that right? You used to do a club night or something.
We did a semi-regular club night. We thought it would be fun to do something, just go beyond a standard kind of gig where, maybe you just get a very random lineup and it wouldn't quite make sense. We tried to, you'd find gigs where there'd be good bands, but it'd be like a heavy metal band from Harborough and then some kind of Mumford and Sons thing. and all just thrown together, which is cool, eclectic stuff.
Yeah.
But we thought if we sort of curated it ourselves and invited bands to come and play it with us, then we'd almost just like build something with its own kind of aesthetic a little bit, I guess. So we'd invite we had bands come from Liverpool, from the Midlands, had a great artist called Emperor X, who's American but based in Berlin. He came and played for us.
Really? All the way from Berlin?
He was basically touring, and he does it by himself. He just jumps on, his name's Chad, fantastic artist. But yeah, he just jumps on all-night coaches, late night travel. I think he's basically heading for the airport just after he played. So yeah, it was amazing. And he bought a suit, I think, on the high street because he was getting married on the Sunday. He did the gig in Leicester on the on the Friday, and then got married back in Berlin, I think, on the Sunday.
Wow,
so shout out to Chad. He's absolutely he is living the dream.
Excellent.
Complete mayhem, but lovely, eccentric, and brilliant musician.
Wow. Any songs coming up? Releases?
Yes, we're working on a couple of releases at the minute. Obviously, I'm not going to give any dates because we take forever to finish anything. But hopefully by early next year, you'll be hearing some official new stuff.
Excellent.
We can't just keep living.
If you can bring it forward a little bit and make it just before the end of this year, and then people can be buying your new singles, Christmas presents, can't they, for each other?
That would be great. Maybe we should do a Christmas song. That's always the goal, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I guarantee we'll certainly be playing it here on Hermitage FM. That's for sure. Okay, so you got some releases coming up that you can't tell us about what dates. So at least you got some. At least your Dayflower still hanging in there, doing some good stuff. So how can people follow you then? Facebook, which is the one I use, that's Dayflower Music, isn't it? All one word.
The main one I'd direct people to is Bandcamp, which is dayflower.bandcamp. We're on Instagram as well, Dayflower Music, and Twitter, but we don't use that very much. Dayflower Music. Yeah, so Google us. We're on Spotify and all those
and it's
streaming things.
Pretty much consistent then. Dayflower Music, so can't really go wrong with that then.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, well, let's play you out with Sonic. Now, would you like to tell us a little bit about this?
Yeah, this came out. I think it came out actually in autumn last year, and it's a very noisy one. So don't worry. It might sound like the radio's broken as you listen to it, but it hopefully isn't. We've just piled on a lot of distorted guitars, but there is quite a nice melody in there, as we always try and do. You
steady on, Dave. You don't want to oversell it. Quite a nice melody.
And it's give it a listen. You might like it. If you do, it's probably coming out in physical form later this year. But again, that's not something we've announced yet with the label. So so just give us a follow and stay in touch, and we will and you'll see when stuff comes out.
Thank you very much for chatting with me today, Dave.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, Kev. Good chat.
Great. And here's Sonic by Dayflower. That was me chatting to young Dave there from local dreamy poppers, Dayflower. So yeah, as you heard, they don't do stuff that often. However, they're always bubbling away there in the background, doing the odd release or the odd remix or something like that. Anyway, great stuff chatting to him. So let's have a little bit of Gavin and the Lars, I'm Into You.
I don't care about the money, as long as I've got you, honey. I don't care about the money, as long as I've got you, honey. I don't care about the money, I just pray you'll treat me right. Now listen close to what I'm saying. Believe me, girl, there's no point playing. I know all the tricks that you've got up your sleeve, and like a kid with his gifts on Christmas Eve. I'm into you, yeah, I'm into you. I don't care about the car, as long as you're in my arms. I don't care about the car, as long as you're in my arms. I don't care about the car, just pray you'll treat me right. Now listen close to what I'm saying. Believe me, girl, there's no point playing. I know all the tricks that you've got up your sleeve, and like a kid with his gifts on Christmas Eve. I'm into you, yeah, I'm into you. I took one step forward, two steps back. You're gonna give me a heart attack, honey, yeah. There's nothing I'd rather do than spend another day with you. I took one step forward, two steps back. You're gonna give me a heart attack, honey, yeah. There's nothing I'd rather do than spend another day with you. Now listen close to what I'm saying. Believe me, girl, there's no point playing. I know all the tricks that you've got up your sleeve, and like a kid with his gifts on Christmas Eve. I'm into you, yeah, I'm into you. I'm into you, yeah, I'm into you. Said I'm into you, yeah, I'm into you.
That was the wonderful Gavin and the Lars, I'm Into You. Of course, I last saw them at lovely sunny Glastonbury actually this year, a couple of months ago. That was last month, June, early June. So yeah, great stuff. Let's have a little bit of Kenny Wilson now, Marlon Brando and James Dean. Of course, I spoke to him earlier in the year. So here's Kenny Wilson.
Spend my days in the city, reading books and drinking wine. But the teenage revolution happened long before my time. Marlon Brando and James Dean, see them on the silver screen. Ain't it just like a dream? Ain't it just like a dream? I was born in suburbia, on the right side of the tracks. It's so hard to live with security. The rebel knows what he lacks. Marlon Brando and James Dean. See them on the silver screen. Ain't it just like a dream? Ain't it just like a dream? I've dreamed of being a poet and a rock and roll star, but I found the best thing to be is just to be what you are. Marlon Brando and James Dean. See them on the silver screen. Ain't it just like a dream? Ain't it just like a dream? Marlon Brando and James Dean. I guess you know what I mean. I saw them on the silver screen. It was just like a dream.
That was the wonderful Kenny Wilson and his song Marlon Brando and James Dean. Of course, Kenny can be seen knocking around the Exchange bar in the middle of sunny Leicester. I think it's the last Friday of each month, doing his open mic night. Okay, let's finish this week's show off with a little bit of Roe Jordan even, and Northern Lights.
Lay me under your northern lights tonight. Kiss me gently, then pull me close, skin tight. Never knew that love could feel like you, like you, like you. Open a book to a page I can translate. I read your lips 'cause I'm fluent in you, and I don't know, yeah, a love quite like you. Blinded by your grace, I found someone who may give me the feeling, that old kind of healing. Would you really like to know if that could be you? Under the northern lights, the northern lights. You make me feel right, I feel right, I do. Under your northern lights, these northern lights. Ooh, a rendezvous. You exist in all of my space, and I'm dreaming of a view. When you put your hands around my waist, and I get weaker every time. Looking in your eyes, I see green and blue, babe. Ooh, baby, come and move a little closer. Ooh, I'm a whisper when I think you wanna hear. Wrapped in your coat, my dear. It feels so nice, your hands on mine, my glove is tight. Blinded by your grace, I found someone who may give me the feeling, that old kind of healing. Would you really like to know if that could be you? Under the northern lights, the northern lights. You make me feel right, I feel right, I do. Under your northern lights, these northern lights.
That was the wonderful Ro Jordan and Northern Lights. That brings us to the end of another live Local and Loud with me, Kevin Gaughan. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Don't forget, if you want to listen to any of our previous interviews, as we've interviewed most of the artists that we played on today's show, check out musicinleicester.co.uk. You'll see a playlist on the right hand side with all the previous live Local and Louds. Also, don't forget, if you want to see any what's going on in Leicestershire musically, you can check out our handy gig guide, which is on the front page of musicinleicester.co.uk. So do have a great week. I'll see you next Thursday, 5 o'clock here at Hermitage FM.